Hello welders. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up some tack welds using the ESAB Cobot. As always, we're going to start by creating a new program. I'm going to press the blue icon in the bottom right corner. And then I'm going to name my part. Press next. And then pick your settings. Now that I'm in the Teach menu, under Add Items, I can select Tack Weld. My blue light has began flashing, and now I'm ready to set up some tack welds. And I've gotten a few questions about this. And say, for example, you have two stations. One, you can set up tack welds in the first set of fixturing, and then you can have the Cobot in another part under your playlist. You can have that weld, and then when that's done welding, you can just press play again, set up some tacks, unfixture and fixture new parts. There are many different ways you can arrange the Cobot to work for you in a simple and easy way. Now let's get into making some tack welds with the Cobot. So now that I have my program ready to tack, what I'm doing is I'm taking my torch from the home position. I'm pressing and holding the green button, and I'm pressing and holding the blue Teach button to switch from tack to air moves. I'm going to come out past my fixturing, and what I'm going to do is I am going to click the blue button to establish an air move that will allow me to avoid the fixturing on the way down. So I'm going to click that. That's going to establish my air move. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold the blue button again to switch from air move to welding mode. And I already have it set to tack weld. So now what I can do is I can come in here. I can get my torch angles right. And we'll just set a tack at the very beginning. Click that. And as you can see in the app, I'm getting feedback showing me that my points have been established. And I'm pressing and clicking at the weld start and the weld end, the blue button, to set my points. And then I'm pressing and holding the blue button again to switch from weld to air moves. I'm coming up, I'm clicking that air move, and what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to avoid the fixturing on the way home. So I'm now going to save the program, and our little tacking program is ready to go. So now that I have my lap tack program set, I have a pre-programmed lap weld program that I've already created. But with my lap tack program and my lap weld program, what I can do is I can make a playlist that allows me to tack and weld and have a button press in between each one, in between each program. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to just have an operator here on the Cobot pressing play, cycling between each program. It's going to go home in between each one, and yeah, I'm going to show you how to create a playlist. So what you're going to do is you're going to select your tack program, because that's the first program that you want in the playlist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my parts library, I'm going to select that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create new playlists with this part. So now a new playlist has been created, and then I'm going to choose lap weld, and then I'm going to add this part to the existing playlist. So now under the playlist tab in the app, I can click that, and you'll see at the top of the screen that it's unnamed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click unnamed, and then I'm going to click name, and then I'm going to go ahead and name this playlist so I can save it in my list of playlists for a later date. So we'll just call this lap weld setup. Now you'll see in the playlist screen, under each program there's a little circle. It's currently red. So what I can do is I can press that, and that will change from a red circle to a green arrow. So what this is signifying is once I press that and it's a green arrow, now there's not going to need a button press needed in between each program, right? So if I press that green arrow again, it's now a red circle. So now to go from the tacking program to the welding program, it's going to need the operator to press play. So let me go ahead and show you what this program would look like from a first-person perspective. So now in the app, under the playlist, now that I have my 2 apps in the playlist, what I can do is go ahead and press play on my operator panel. And what that's going to do is that's going to play my lap program. And there you can see my part's tacked. It's going back home, and the operator would be fixturing a new part ready to weld a tacked part. And now I press play again, and now it goes to weld. Okay. Welders, in such a short time you've learned how to tack and playlist parts. ESAB truly has an easy and simple to use solution. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep it simple, Cobot.